morning. We're holding in the 3 weeks the Bein HaMetzarim, the weeks leading to the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash, which we know the whole reason why the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed was to build a better and bigger Beis HaMikdash. We know that the first 2 Batei Mikdashes were never everlasting. They weren't even built to last. As we see Shlomo HaMelech, when he built the first Beis HaMikdash, he built a room under the Beis HaMikdash, which over there the Aron will be settled down in the basement. And we know Yeshayahu HaKohen said that we have to bring down the Aron the same way you dealt with the Aron, putting it in Kodesh HaKadoshim, the same way it will be in this room in the basement. It will have the same idea as the Kodesh HaKadoshim. So we know it will not be everlasting. And the reason for that is the first Beis HaMikdash were tzaddikim. Shlomo HaMelech was the 15th generation. He sat on the throne of the king, on the throne of God. On the 15th day, the Levana, the moon, comes complete. So to the 15th generation, he sat on the throne of God. Vayeshev Shlomo al Kisei Hashem. But it was never everlasting. It came from above. Tzaddikim, they're righteous people. Second Beis HaMikdash, they did tshuva. They repented after the destruction of the first Beis HaMikdash. They repented. They were bali tshuva. It was only their efforts, but not God. There were a lot of things missing. The Urim Tumim was missing, and other things were missing in the second Beis HaMikdash. Even though it lasted longer than the first Beis HaMikdash, it was even bigger than the first Beis HaMikdash. Nevertheless, it was not everlasting. The third Beis HaMikdash will be everlasting. And the whole reason why it was destroyed, because we needed a complete, strong Beis HaMikdash which will last forever. The first 2 were not enough. So we always need God with us. We see over here yesterday on Shabbos, we blessed the same blessings that we bless every Shabbos Mevarchim. Chodesh Menachem Av is the worst month of the year. You know, you have to make maybe Baruch Dayan HaEmes or Baruch HaTov HaMeitiv or something. You have to say a different blessing. Some people don't. Some people actually add a 7th blessing on Shabbos Mevarchim, but the majority people don't. We say the same 6 blessings to tell us these 3 weeks are supposed to be transformed to good days. Like it's brought down at the end of Hilchos Tainis of the Rambam, which, by the way, the ones that learn 3 prakim of Rambam and Sefer Mitzvahs, they're learning Hilchos Tainis now. At the end of Hilchos Tainis, the laws of Tainis, The Rambam says that these days will be changed to days of joys, ha'emes v'ashalem ha'hevoi. The whole idea that we don't have the great revelation of God in the time of exile is because we cannot handle this great revelation. We have a Malach Michael. He's the Malach that draws down kindness into the world. One thing is, he's limited and has to go through a Malach, our sustenance and everything else. So he limits the revelation. The aleph is missing in golah. And there's another aspect of Malach Michael. That Michael is a numerical value. The word, the name Michael is numerical value of Kuf Aleph, 101. It was in times of the Talmudic teachings. Someone learned something 100 times, that was the norm. 100 times is above norm. It could be even double. The one more time over 100, that's above your norm. That is Michael. And with all his greatness, it says that when there's a Farbrengen, and you bless each one with good and everything, what Malach Michael can accomplish, what a Farbrengen can accomplish, a get-together that we talk with each other, we show love to each other, that can accomplish much more than Malach Michael can accomplish. And that's how we draw down the aleph into golah. It's brought down the same thing, that the pnimius of everything, the pnimius of golos, the pnimius of someone being sick is to be much more healthier, much more happier. That's the idea of the 3 weeks. 3 weeks is not to be in the dooms. 3 weeks is not to be destroyed. We are destruction. Where we're wiped out spiritually. We don't have the Beis HaMikdash. The whole purpose is to rebuild and have the golah. Same thing we see with Yaakov and Esav in the Parsha. Esav was very mean, very aggressive, very bad. But still we see that he's brought down in the Torah. To a certain extent, Esav was worse than Yishmael. And still, when someone gets an aliyah for the parasha in Toldos of Yaakov and Esav, we do make a bracha on it, and the same bracha. We don't change brachas, because Yaakov and Esav in the parasha is holy. In this world, it can be terrible. And you know how terrible it was that Yaakov's hands grabbed onto the heel of Esav. That's how low it was. It wasn't that his heel touched his heel. It was his hand, the higher level than the heel, touched the heel of Yaakov. That was unbelievable. We're in the lowest of lowest times. But when it's brought on the Parsha, it is holy. And we don't say a different bracha. And the idea is as follows. That even though he is a son of Yitzchak, he was a son of Abraham and Yitzchak, he's a holy Jew. Very possible, since he was a son of Abraham and Yitzchak, he did tshuva. Everyone knows, and every person knows, yes, we are a son of God, but sometimes we fall into the Yetzer Hara. We don't have the Yetzer Hara. We cannot overcome the Yetzer Hara. We fall sometimes. So how do we know that what we did is right or wrong? Well, we'll see. If we did an action and you're happy about it, that means the Yetzer Hara is happy too. Well, if you do an action, a bad action, and it's bothering you that you did a bad action, you say, I'm sorry. That shows that that's your Yetzer Hara and that thing that you did was wrong. But the whole purpose of a Jew is that he should not sin, but he should do tshuva. And that's why we're looking on a Jew. We don't look on the Jew on his bad. We look on the good of a Jew. The Yaakov and Esav, which is written in the Parsha. So Be'ez Hashem, by having Avos Yisrael, and not like the Milchama of Midian, which is in Parshas Matos, which that shows on arguments and fighting. And by looking on every Jew that he will do tshuva, that is his outcome. Like it says, safe, everyone will do tshuva. Everyone is bothered that they do something wrong. Will ultimately come to the time that there won't be any bad spirit in the world. And we'll celebrate in the third base of Mikdash Takef Miad Mamash now. Long live our master, teacher, and ever King Mashiach forever and ever. Long live our master, teacher, and ever King Mashiach forever and ever. Long live our master, teacher, and ever King Mashiach forever and ever.